Sick to my stomach.
These niggas.
A 5-year-old wouldn't believe this garbage. I've done everything.
They're still fucking scamming.
I can to prove
Look,
to my
we're back
mother that he's
online,
not
everyone.
real. I made
The
my
scammer
mom give
stopped-
me a
look, the
copy
scammer
of
tried to
James's
stop me.
passport. Sean and I went to the police. They confirmed that there was no one by that name with
Scammer
that
tried to
passport
stop
number.
me.
I
Probably from
told my
Africa.
mom she was going out of her mind and that she needed to be committed.
The bank got suspicious because there was several different people going into his account online.
To have Sabrina committed, she has to pose a threat to herself. And I said to Sarah, let's just say she is a threat to herself because she's going to be homeless.
I don't think my mom has ever been this stupid in her life. I'm at my wit's end and I don't know what to do anymore.
Well, Sarah says her mom wholeheartedly believes James Conner is real, despite the mounting evidence that shows she is being scammed.
My mom missed so many red flags about this guy. She's never met him. She said that he sounded French.
Hi.
He didn't
See
sound
this?
French to me at all.
Look at this
James
nonsense,
was supposed
bruh.
to be coming to the U.S. 4 different times. He had to wrap up
Look at
this.
this. Who's
he had to
following
wrap up
this
that.
page, bruh?
He
Are
went to
people really
jail.
following
He
this
went to
page?
the hospital because
Look
he
at these
had
people,
a
bruh.
panic attack. My mom gave away her retirement and everything she
Oh
has.
no, they're
all
verified.
For Photoshop.
But you're following a fake account. We found some
Okay,
fake
Sarah,
accounts
Sean,
now. That's what we
you've been
Look at
telling
this,
your mother
Look at him.
this is a scam, right?
Back when my mom decided to go on to Match, I warned her. You know, there's online dating scammers. If anybody asks you for money, you know that they're not real. When she told us about the $170,000, I was pregnant. We were supposed to go baby shower shopping. And she told me that she gave all of her money to him. She didn't have anything left. And I was devastated.
I'm surprised they didn't send me a
and
message yet.
Called my husband, made him come home from work. And he said, Sabrina, let me call him. And
not send me the
we
message
tried to
yet?
call him numerous times. And he was, you know, it was late there. And then all of a sudden, after 15 phone calls, you know, he picks up, hello, you know, and then she runs into the bathroom. And James, what's wrong? Because he was supposed to have come home. He was supposed to have been on a flight.
And you at that point, you full well believed he's going to show up, he's going to pay all of this back, and everything is going to be okay.
Yes, I was thinking that way. Yes, definitely. Yes.
Right. And
Y'all following this? Y'all
so,
following the cam
Sean,
account?
you come home from work. I mean, you guys are trying to call this guy, right?
When he finally picked up, it first
are
was just a
fake-
regular
these are fake,
conversation,
bruh.
but then at one point in
These
time,
are
I ended
all
up telling him,
fake.
you know, my wife and I know that you're a scammer, but
these fake accounts.
Sarah and I are prepared to go ahead and pay $1,100 so Sabrina can fly to London to come see you. Oh, yeah, that'll be great. When's she coming? Well, she'll be there tomorrow. He started backpedaling as
I don't want her to come here because I don't want her to have to deal with what I'm going through here. And to be honest, at that point in time, I just wanted to shake you.
But you've seen his passport, right?
I saw his passport. Yes.
So we actually did some investigation on this passport, right? You guys have worked very hard on this. We have as well. Let's take a look at Sabrina, what we've found here. Requirements for a U.S. passport versus his passport. Now, on a U.S. passport, you can go get a passport photo at like these different places, but they're required to have a white background. His passport has a colored background. The photo can't cover the U.S. seal. His photo, which we'll look at in just a second, covers part of the U.S. seal. It's not valid for 10 years. It's valid for 5. And
garbage.
he says he got it from the California Passport Agency, and no such place exists.
Look at this garbage.
That doesn't exist. Now, here is a actual passport, and you can see the seal comes over like a watermark onto the picture. His blocks the seal. And If you notice in his passport picture, if you look closely, there's a woman in the background. There's a person standing in the background.
But James gave the excuse to you, remember? He wanted
That
to
he
secure
altered-
his
he altered the
identity, so he
passport.
did alter.
He told me
He
he
admitted he altered it.
Well,
but that's him
actually-
in the picture.
account.
Actually, we've information about that as well. Because here's a Homeland Security letter,
See this?
and
See this fakeness?
review of our database confirms this passport number does not match the name of the passport, Connor James, date of birth 25 January 66. A further search of the name does not reveal any U.S. passport for that person. There's been no travel on that name or date of birth out of the U.S. It would appear this is possibly a picture scammed off the internet and then made up names and information photoshopped onto the picture.
Yes,
I do
ma'am.
not believe this is a copy of an actual passport that has been fraudulently altered.
He had told me that he altered the passport and that he
But
should-
Homeland Security, which is a pretty legitimate group of folks, they're saying that's not even an altered passport.
Right.
That's just a made-up document. You get that? I'm trying to
Yes, I understand.
I'm
that.
trying to build a
Yes.
critical mass of
Yes.
information
Yes.
here.
My mom asked my husband Sean to pretend that he was her employer so my mother could get a loan and refinance.
She sent me a text stating what her position was and what her yearly income was to be able to have approval.
I have two
My
accounts. I
husband
have two
thought
accounts
that it was
purposely.
for her personal use so she could survive.
I told her I'd be more than happy.
I have two accounts. One's a personal, and then one's like a page where I post all my content and stuff. But this is just disgusting, man. This is disgusting. These people are disgusting. These people are disgusting. They'll try to follow you with their fake profile pictures and stuff like that. It's just disgusting, man. Let's see, they usually message. Let's see if they sent me a message yet. It's probably because they're on air, so.
Happy to do it. Sabrina got the money and sent the money to James.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm putting them on blast now.
Sean admits he agreed to pretend
Right,
to
'cause I'm
be
putting him on
his
blast.
mother-in-law Sabrina's employer to help her get a loan so she could get her finances in order. But he and his wife Sarah claim
Not verified,
that they had no
but
idea
I'm not a robot.
Sabrina was
I'm not
still
fake either.
sending money to James
I'm
Connor,
not feeding
a
people the
potential
wrong thing.
catfish that she is in love with,
You know, I don't
but
feed
has
people
never
wrong,
met in person.
wrong info.
Sabrina
This
says
is, I mean, this
that
is
James
disgusting.
Connor said he works for a company called Complex to build a bridge in the UK. Well, we have a statement from the managing director of Complex, Ian Harriman. And he says, and I quote, "I can confirm that we don't know anyone called James Connor, and certainly in 2012, we weren't building any bridges." Okay. Complex isn't building a bridge. They don't know James Connor. It's made up. The place that he says he works does
I got the
not
proof too, bro.
exist.
I told
I got
her
the
all
proof,
these
too.
things. Every time I would do it, she would stick up for him and say, he's not going to tell me everything until he
I got
gets
the
here.
messages and everything.
That's why I was at my wit's end and I contacted the show because she said, until somebody can show me and prove to me that that picture, because you're in love with the picture and a voice, is somebody else, I won't believe it.
Well,
That's
here
how
are
it
the
works.
pictures. We're showing these pictures knowing that the man in these photographs is not a scammer. Whoever he is, we want him to know his photo is being used to perpetrate a scam. If this is your picture, please reach out to us. It's quite possibly your photo is being used by other scammers as well. So this person exists, but it's not James Connor. He isn't a contractor in the UK. He isn't building bridges, and he isn't paying your money to somebody else. You know he's a man of resources, right? Because he sent you
Yes.
his bank account, a
Yes.
copy of his bank statement from Chase. Sabrina says that James sent her a login and password for his Chase bank account, which has an $8 million balance. Okay? Now, this account was created on July 21st of 2013. The expiration date of the account is July 21st, 2014. This is a fake database. We traced the database back. Doug Kane is a former special agent for the FBI and a private investigator who investigated James Conner and says the account does not exist. Doug, right here, meet Doug Kane. Is this account real?
Absolutely not.
Not even, how do you know?
Well, the account, first it was open in a short period of time, and then he sent you a password and login.
Yes.
Once that was good for 24 hours. Once that was in and checked, they shut it down. The site that you referred to was very close to a Chase site, but it wasn't an actual Chase site, and that is very typical in the way these scams are perpetrated. They identify something that's close, you're not going to look at it that close, you're going to believe it, and then once it's accomplished what it's supposed to do, they shut it down, and it's gone forever.
Okay. Now, he also did some more checking
That's
for
crazy.
us.
She probably not even on the internet
because
that like that. That's
He
crazy.
gave you an address on Hyde Park, right?
That I sent flowers to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is Hyde
YouTube
Park.
just keeps. So YouTube just keeps doing this funny shit. Okay.